Hey nerds, welcome back to the letter. So we just finished part of Isabella's storyline. Obviously we didn't finish the whole thing, but now we're on to Hannah's storyline. So let's get right into it. Hannah. They hang on to my every word and follow my every move. Should I sound like a pompous bitch? All of it would have been stifling had I not grown used to such stares. Most are respectful, some are hostile, if we were honest. Okay, I'm done. And a few are downright inappropriate. After all, I am...
Kinda right!
Whoa, dude, you need to back up! Aren't you the priest from the last game? There's a moment of agitation as familiar, but less than a welcome face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. Pause, actually, let's look. Okay. Oh, our relationship is down with Luke. Okay, so Isabella, Zachary, Ashton, so don't really know them yet. Okay, okay. Journal, are we starting new with her? Nope, just her profiles. Oh, let's look at Hannah's. Okay, Hannah. Her birth date is April 30th. A Taurus, 31 years old. She's 5'7". Occupation, heiress. Former finance manager. Jeez. She's British. Religion, Anglican. Sorry. Education, master's in business administration. Major in accounting. Likes. Oh, I can't even say that. Dogs, fashion, parties and dancing, the beach, children, iconic women, charity, and math. Nerd! Although like born upper classes, Hannah is used to living life on a luxury. Absent parents made her crave attention, though sometimes she gained from her private tutors and nannies instead. It was never enough, though. She studied hard in order to make her parents proud, going to business so that way she could work alongside them. The challenge in her otherwise privileged life was certain a thrill for her, at the very least. She had many suitors, dating different men and women, but it was through work that she met Luke. It was love at first sight. Upon her parents' death, Luke proposed to her. That was the move that led to merging the Wrights Enterprise and the Evans Incorporated and her subsequent retirement. Their 7-year marriage is strained, but Hannah tries her very best to make it work. This necklace is everywhere. This has to mean something later on. Okay. Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as if I greet any of my good friends. After all, this man can turn heads, being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
He is more Luke's friend than mine. Really, I am quite sure I only invited his wife. Much like I am only friends with the Chief Inspector because of Luke. Luke is the only friend with Rochelle because of me. Unlike how I treat Lee, however, Luke never hid his animosity for Lee Martin. It was an odd sort of friendship where we would have an awkward double dates. I don't even recall his first name. It even started with an N, I think. I might be wrong. Aside from being Chief Inspector of Luxborn Believe, his wife, Rochelle, owns a general electronics company. Fridges and freezers, mostly.
Oh, I always have time for my favorite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
Let us say you look positively ravishing tonight. Can we, get this guy a cough drop or something?
I see the husband isn't with ya.
Oh, he's such a creep! The way he eyes me up is enough to make my skin crawl. I just wish Luke is here to fend off more unseemingly of our peers. You know, the ones. Men who are just a bit too friendly, staring too long at my assets, and are getting close because of my husband is not here. And to think they have a gal to do this at their own party. In my own house, if I might add. But like any high social society woman worth her salt, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you are looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately. Rochelle isn't here?
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor. The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with a doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her, being pregnant and all.
We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so, as he would not leave my side after finding his place there. Much to my chagrin, I have been extracted from the few who flock in hopes of flattering, for I can tolerate them far better than Lee. He's a nice enough person and I adore his wife, who is obviously the brains behind the two. But there is something unsettling about him. I do not trust him as much as I want to. He regaled me tales of the Luxembourg Police Department, a different affair to the usual gossip I'm privy to, and though I loathe to admit it, is interesting nonetheless. I expect the topic of business to die quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the What's wrong? Why are you crying? Don't cry. Nature of his work. But oh boy, was I wrong.
So, wearing civvies, I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the new tank chasing on foot and screaming about theft. The look on his face was priceless when I parked it in the garage.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He's a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for a good 20 years. A lifetime if you compare it to my marriage of 7 years with Luke. I, on the other hand, well, Luke is not Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although my darling did have his moments.
Hey, the wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown. I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife. I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale, or that something mansion. You know the one with all the ghost stories.
I know what he's talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here. It's...
The Ermagood mansion?
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her. Not to mention all the expenses a place like that will be a real fixer-upper. You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course. It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace. She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom. I think I have a business card, right? No, I must have left it in my other jacket. Anyway, she's called, what's her name? Marianne, I believe, yes. But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the town.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself. This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
Sure, a 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of small for some people. Bitch, damn. Okay, maybe a lot of people. But it isn't big enough to have a grand parties in. As it is, I only invited about 30 to this one, and I've already feel cramped in here. Okay. It certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I can get anywhere as well. Why? Can we just pass it on to me then? All Luke's words and not mine. Besides, I have been looking for a good anniversary gift. Luke might like this one. Where is he anyway? October 21st, Friday. Luke is dressed to the nines, and as he usually is, he looks ready for whatever day will throw at him. His butler and valet wait at his side, just in case he isn't as ready as he looks. Oh sure, that is normal. What is confusing me is the fact that he is on his way out of the penthouse, considering we won't have any time to go until much later.
Where are you going?
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place. I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Marianne McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this. This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere.
What a fucking little bitch.
You know how I operate, Hannah. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis. And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
Bullocks, I don't remember doing so.
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
He did. Moaned about me being too loud, but gave it after some pushing. Perhaps that it was a bit too cruel and manipulative of me, but...
Whose side are you on?
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance. But if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff, and you are going to take a cab home. Are we clear?
What a fucking asshole. It's just a bit of husband and wife tit for tat, isn't it? No! All couples have their arguments. Not like that! Once the honeymoon phase is over, all they seem to call it. Reality sets in and your partner might not always see eye to eye. No. Never get married until you're out of the honeymoon dating era so you can see the real each other. And then when you get married, the honeymoon phase will happen again, and then reality will set in again. Be smart about your choices, people. Don't get married too quickly. Perhaps it has been the years. 7 of them, if nothing to scoff at.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the Triad tasting.
Though sometimes I think it's something a bit more than just a simple disagreement, and I have to stop myself from wondering where we went wrong.
There's always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and that'll only be an 1.5-hour drive.
Have I been neglectful? Have I offended? Have I acted shameful?
Yes, but Cardiff.
Certainly, any problem can be discussed, as long as he doesn't turn me away.
Well, there goes my good mood. Are you happy now, Hannah?
No. Why must he treat me this way? Defend your fucking self. You know, I don't give a shit if your relationship is terrible. You don't need
Yes, I am very happy, Luke. Because for once in a very long time, we are doing what I want.
Relationship status? Down. Or did it go up? Oh shit, I think it went up!
I'm ecstatic. Understood. And this would be perfect if you stop acting like a child who needs their nappy changed. We will be leaving after lunch for the Ermengarde mansion. You are going to park your rear in the car and keep mum. And you are going to behave during the tour.
Needless to say, Luke looks a bit shocked at my little outburst. He opened and closed his mouth a few times, struggling to reply before he crosses his arm, to look like, well, a mopey child.
Any more rules for this little excursion of yours, Your Highness?
No wine.
No wine? Unacceptable! I am already not allowed to the tasting, and you would deprive me of that simple pleasure?
If I see you take one sip today, I will put the stocks under lock and key. Do you understand me?
Don't forget the bottles he keeps in his dresser.
Whose side are you on?
How many times in one day can you ask that?
As many times as I need you, traitor.
Fuck this little bitch. The ride to the mansion is quiet, with Luke having stared out the window the entire way, not paying attention to anything around him. Meanwhile, I'm conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize for changing his plans like that. But by the time we arrive at the mansion, I see his eyes light up in genuine interest. Apologizing is the last thing on my mind. You should not be apologizing. Fuck this dude. The whole affair with Ruby Green Mansion is certainly an interesting experience. The place has been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claim to be acceptable standards. The mansion itself looks like something befitting a fairy tale or a period piece. It is tasteful, decorated, and with a little bit of love and attention, I'm sure it can place Luke and I can call a home. And the number of other prospect buyers that have come from a powerful, wealthy, and Luxborn certainly did not disappoint, marking the estate as prime property. The leads are among the group who went with the Rose Woman, and I saw a few other notable faces, though I did not really like the mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the Wrights are interested in buying. Oh. What's been bugging me in my mind, however, is that Isabella, what the hell? What is her problem? I still don't quite understand what is happening. One moment she's scrambling to give us paperwork to finalize the sale, then she's panicking over something of a prank letter or another. The second thing on my mind is how touching my darling husband is being towards the poor dear. I cannot even plaster a smile on my face, a horrid scowl taking its place. There's no way I can pretend nothing is wrong as I am.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her.
He's quick enough to detract his hands, which is all the girl needs to, well, for the lack of better words, escape.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
Her partner follows, shouting after her with another hesitation. There's an awkward air among us as we left in the wake of whatever that was. The others murmur and gossip with each other, speaking of the poor, daft girl and telling the tale of whoever was not audience to the act in the first place. It doesn't take long before the woman rose to return and pull us aside into the study, what I rightfully assume is damage control. Rose invites Marianne in too, hoping to apologize to her as well. But the woman refuses, saying she is not the one of her clients anyways. That leaves myself, Rose, and Luke, the last all too eager to make himself comfortable in a study he's no doubt already claimed as his own.
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella. She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young, and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head. And it must be this terrible heat, too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
Oh, it's fine. The poor girl must feel so embarrassed about what she just did. But I say, let bygones be bygones. After all, she's only a child. She looked, what, 19?
I shoot Luke an accusation. Look at these words. After all, he tried flirting with the girl. Actually, she's 26 years old! The nerve of him. And not only that Isabella girl, but also Marianne and Rose too. What kind of husband would think that it's even remotely good to make moves on 3 different women while his wife stands there? Did he drink while I wasn't looking?
She's a bit older than that. But again, I apologize. And if there's any way I can make up for what just happened, just...
I know what you can do. Be a darling flower and get us one of those bottles you plan to serve. Pop it open.
We were planning on serving some champagne. I can get that.
That would be lovely. Much obliged.
Fucking asshole.
Do you want a glass as well, Ms. Wright?
Oh no, I'm fine. I really shouldn't be drinking right now.
And Luke shouldn't be either. But right now I'm just too tired of any sort to argue. I don't have the heart to scold him in public as well. I'm certainly not his mother. I just want to get this horrid done with him, go home and sleep. Perhaps I'll even have a strong cuppa before I head off to bed. Yes, that sounds nice. When Rose comes back with champagne, I beckon her over. As I have told her parents' partner before, I have every intent of acquiring this house. I might as well, even if I'm having second thoughts about getting it for Luke. The moment we, the Wrights, have expressed interest in the place, we've had our eyes set on us. If we don't buy it, that might as well be a signal to have busybodies gossip about how we may or may not lost our fortune. Regardless of the fact that it is false, image is everything when dealing with these people. These are the unspoken rules for people such as ourselves. And besides, I really did like the place. Why everything here is so absolutely beautiful. Whoa! Oh God, that scared me! It looks like a bad fake of Edvard Munch painting.
Here's the deal. I'm willing to pay 10% higher than your listing price. If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%. I doubt anyone can, of course. Or, you know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble. I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell. I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them. And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in, then?
Marianne? Oh, right. She's been waiting outside the study the whole time, hasn't she? I'll need a little chat with her to move a little mansion project forward.
Please do.
There's a look of apprehension when the other woman enters the study. Yet, like a professional, I see the moment when she steels herself and masks her worry. Admirable.
We have this project, then?
Of course.
Having the floor plans would be a great start, just so that I can look at them beforehand. And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne? I guess we can send Johans to help you out. You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting.
A hush falls upon the room at my request.
What painting?
Oh, how creepy! And lo behold, the painting is gone. In its place, a mirror stands, which leads me to look at my own confused expression.
Odd. Well, no matter. Back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear, we are simply far too busy to meet up.
No, I want to say go to her.
But I guess we can free up a day to meet with you. I don't really need another Maudlin Monday reading about Maury anyway. The book club can function without me for one day. What time shall we be seeing each other? How does lunch sound?
Beside my house has a higher priority over book club. Why we can hold the next meeting in this place. Surely the beauty and the gander of it all will inspire spirited and lively debates about whether modern-day writers could match up to the classics. I might as well clear up the rest of my week to handle whatever affairs buying this mansion requires of me. Any social activity to be put until the Ermigerd, or rather the Wrights Mansion, great debut. I'll have my fill of great parties and gatherings, especially when I organize them myself.
That sounds good. Although, with a project of this scope, we might need most of the day to tackle your concerns. A more thorough inspection of the place is also preferable.
Breakfast then. It's a date.
It's really not.
All right. Monday, 10 o'clock sharp. We'll see you then.
Actually, Marianne suggests that we meet at 9, but who is even awake at that holy hour? I was lucky enough to wake up this morning before Luke went all the way to Cardiff. We say our goodbye, shake hands, and make it clear without sight saying that we now that we now own this house. By the time we left the mansion grounds, sunset is almost upon us.
So, you really want to buy this place then? That's a bit of a big impulse buy, even coming from you. Not that I'm complaining.
Well, I'm glad you're not complaining like you usually do. It's a right and proper Christmas miracle, isn't it?
Oops. I refuse to look at him, staring at the passing scenery
Hey,
instead.
Buttercup, what's with this cheek?
Rose, lily, mint. The nerve, Luke, the nerve!
Is that what this is about? 1, that woman's name was Rose, and 2, you know I don't mean a word of that empty flirting.
And it's still the principle of things, Luke. I understand if you try to woo them to get what you want when it seems that I'm not looking. But I told you once before not to do it when I'm there.
Luke dealt with other women in the past to get what he wanted. Sometimes I have my doubts. I really want to believe that I am in expectation that he is not just using me like how he used those other girls. I'm having a hard time believing that now. And it isn't just the shameless flirting. There's something about Marianne woman as if Luke's familiar with her. Yeah, I noticed that too. As much as it shames me, it makes me jealous, rear its ugly head. I'm suffice to say, ticked off.
Really? I forfeit my trip to Cardiff for this, and you're still not happy.
Shut the fuck up, Luke.
Oh, trust me, Luke. I am very happy. Very happy that, for once, we are doing something that I want. Can you not see the smile on my face?
It is only when I let loose those words that the truth hits me like a slap on the face. By the looks of it, it seems to have the same effect on my dear darling husband. It has always been Luke wants to do this and Luke wants to do that, hasn't it? I don't even remember the last trip we went to, which was my own choosing without needing to get the man's approval. On the other hand, I was pulled along every single expedition he wished to tackle, and I never objected. The rest of the ride home was spent ignoring each other, pretending the other doesn't exist. Arriving at our penthouse, the first order of business is to get into bed. Forget a hot bath, forget the tea, I just want to bury myself in the blankets and forget everything in my slumber. It seems that Luke had the same idea as he tagged along behind me. But this is something I will not allow the moment I pass through the door.
Out.
What the bloody hell, woman? This is my bedroom too!
Get him. Luke stands flabbergasted as I deny his entry into our chambers. His pillows lie on the cold, tilted floor away from the warmth of our soft down bed, and my gaze promises to him the same fate if he does not budge on this matter.
Don't even try to argue, because I am very cross with you, Luke Wright. You can take the second bedroom or the guest room if you wish, but I do not want to see you at all for the rest of the night.
Johans!
Our butler wanders over, a curious expression on his face. He doesn't quite hurry, moving at a relaxed pace no matter how angry his master sounded.
No, you are not allowed to sleep in my room, sir.
That's not what I mean! Help me talk some sense into her!
There is no sense in questioning her right to be angry, sir. So, if I might be excused, I'll go prepare the second bedroom for you.
I have to keep a straight face as he stomps away in defeat.
Mutiny! This is mutiny! The system is being upturned, and the people are rioting, and everything is left asunder.
Oh, Lord, this dude is the biggest drama queen! This isn't every day that Luke is rendered speechless by someone he considered inferior, or to yield another authority without ulterior motive. His pride just won't allow it. I do keep telling the man to treat his people better. He may throw whatever fit he wants, but he will not be getting his way tonight. Victorious, I celebrate by jumping face first onto our bed. Undignified, yes, but nobody is here to judge me anyway. Right? Nobody is here to tell me what to do. Yeah, I am succumbed to sleep. I can hear them whisper to me. Uh-oh. Calling for me. They want me. Need me. They drown me. Pull me down and suffocate me in their embrace until I sink to the bottom. A deep abyss awaits, inviting yet foreboding. They're calling to me from in there, aren't they? And I do want to help them, I do. But when I try to reach out, something pulls me back, like a hook sinking itself into my stomach. Whoa. And I break through the surface with a gasp. Alone in the bed and without Luke, I hog the covers. I am swathed and clothed and slicked with sweat. It takes me a while to untangle myself and kick them all off. Both the bed and I are right messed by the end of it all, but I am more than eager just to get up and get out for some fresh air. Okay, Hannah! Looks like she's bugging! Okay, well, we're gonna end this episode here and continue on with the next day another time. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again. Bye!